Hi everyone and welcome to Physics at the University of Galway. My name is Mark Lang and I'm the coordinator for PH101 Physics, which is the year-long 15 credit course for science students. Some of you have come to Galway specifically to study physics, and that's great. Others are interested in subjects like maths or chemistry and want to study physics alongside them. Some of you may be surprised to find yourself studying physics in first year. You've come here because you're interested in subjects like maybe anatomy or pharmacology or physiology or biochemistry or agricultural science, and physics is a required subject for you in first year. That's because a basic understanding of physics will be useful to you regardless of which science subject you end up studying. Some of you are not sure what you want to specialise in yet, and that's absolutely fine. First year is a chance to get a flavour of many science subjects, and you can specialise in later years. And we'd hope to interest at least some of you in continuing with physics. No matter which of these groups you fall into, I hope that you'll find physics in first year a rewarding experience. Okay. The majority of you haven't studied physics for the Leaving Cert, and we're very aware of that. We teach PH101 in two different groups. Group 1 is for people who are in the denominated physics class, GY320, or who have done Leaving Cert physics or equivalent. Group 2 then, which is the larger group, is for people who haven't done Leaving Cert physics or equivalent. It's important to turn up for your first lecture, which is on the first Monday of the semester at 12 o'clock, and to turn up in the correct venue. You'll find information about the venues and all aspects of the course on our PH101 Canvas page. Physics is a mathematical subject, but in first year it's mostly basic algebra, and ordinary level maths for the Leaving Cert is absolutely fine. If you want to continue with physics after first year, it does become more mathematical. It becomes calculus based, but you'll be studying the maths that you need as you go along. So, what is physics? When we look at nature, a lot of things seem to happen in patterns. So there are obvious things like day and night, or the seasons, or the tides, and less obvious things maybe like the motion of the planets in the night sky or eclipses. So physics is an attempt then to look at the processes that we see in nature and to try to discover underlying rules that they seem to follow. And generally these rules will come in the form of mathematical equations. So take a simple system like a pendulum, an object swinging back and forth on the end of a string. It turns out that the time taken for one swing depends only on the length of the string. And I can describe that with a simple equation and accurately predict the swing time for a pendulum of any length. So that's the real power in physics. We can predict the future behaviour of physical systems. We can use physics to describe much more complicated systems, like we can accurately predict the range of colours that a hot, glowing object will emit. In some ways it's curious that nature lends itself to being described by mathematical equations. Some things follow rules but can be quite hard to predict. So things like the weather or climate, and indeed climate is a big area of research here in Galway. Physics also underlies the workings of an awful lot of the complex instrumentation that you will use regardless of what type of science you specialise in. One of the differences between school and university is that all the lecturers that will be teaching you at university are working scientists. So half our job is to do research, so physics research in our case, to find out new things about nature. And then the other half is to teach you, the next generation of scientists. So we are climate physicists, environmental physicists, astronomers, photonics experts, and we hope to bring some of the excitement of our research work to you over the next year. The physics topics that we'll study in first year include mechanics, that's the study of motion and forces and energy, thermal physics, so temperature and heat energy and the way that heat energy moves around, sound. Sound is a wave, and it turns out that many things in nature are waves. We can see waves on the surface of the ocean, for example. Sound is a vibration in the air, and we can sense that musical instruments that produce sound are vibrating. Light is a wave, but also particles, things that you mightn't expect, have wave properties. We look at optics, so light, mirrors, lenses, optical instruments, and finally we'll finish off with some atomic and nuclear physics. Lectures are just one aspect of the course. We'll also have laboratory classes and tutorials. That's where you can get help if you're finding the lecture material challenging, and online homework. As I've said, the lectures will start straight away on the first Monday of term. The labs and the tutorials will start a little later, and we'll give you information about that during the lectures and on the Canvas page. So I hope you found this short presentation useful. There's lots and lots more information on the Canvas page, and I look forward to seeing you in first year physics.